Welcome back to the channel. Let's explore together. Starset again. I don't know why you guys keep doing this to me. I don't like Starset. All of the attempts to sell me on this band have not been successful. All the songs sound the same to me, but here we are. Gravity of You. Have I heard this song? Not consciously. Like, I'm not aware of having heard it. But maybe at some point I did. I don't know. Gonna put up some copyright here so that we can upload this video, and let's see if this time, every time they say, you know, this time Starset's gonna really win you over. This time it's not gonna be generic cinematic rock that belongs at the end credits of a movie instead of on an album. But then every time doesn't happen. Here we go.
There's a silence as the machine arrives here.
I guess there's no video, so we're good then. Usually there's like the really crazy music video productions they like to do, but this one, the link I was sent, looks like it's just this little visualizer, so.
Calling me through the past inside. I hear it calling me. You can come alive. I hear it beckoning until I am inside. Riding on the horizon, falling into you. Feel the rest of Titan. I feel burning through.
This song's actually good. Thank God. Here's the thing, Starset fans, if you've found your way here. The Starset always has pretty decent verses, and their choruses are just terrible. And people go, you don't have to scream in a chorus, you don't have to do all that, and I agree. Unfortunately, the type of instrumentation Starset does demands the vocals go bigger than they do in their choruses. That's the problem. It's what the instruments do versus what the voice does. A lot of times Starset introduces metal into their music. Metal, the distinct difference between metal and other genres has to do with the BPM of the drums is one of the biggest distinctions. So a lot of times Starset will go into a break or a bridge or a pre-chorus or the actual chorus where the kick drum is doing double time BPM of the song's BPM, which is indicative of metal. And the guitar is also very distorted and hitting those same kind of licks, which means they're playing metal music. And yet the singing doesn't even switch to a sung metal style, right? There's singing metal and screaming metal, and the singing doesn't switch to that. It just stays at like a alternative rock and pop style. And for me, that is like one of the most boring, generic, and awful uses of metal possible. And that's 90% of Starset that I've heard. What I always want is the choruses to be a little harder. If they're gonna compose the instruments harder, they need the vocals to match. And I know the guy can do it because I've heard him scream and I've heard him do bigger vocals. He just usually doesn't. Here, they do what I want them to do. Finally, we'll see how the whole song goes because it's really long. It's a 5-minute song. It's like Bohemian Rhapsody length. You know, Bohemian Rhapsody justifies its runtime by changing up a lot. We'll see if this justifies 5 minutes. The irony of this, though, is this chorus is more alternative rock than metal, when a lot of their choruses feel a little more metal. And this is the one where they went into more of metal-styled vocals. I like it, don't get me wrong. I just find it a little ironic. I like that glitch effect on the vocal. That's nice. Nice falsetto. You know what this reminds me a lot of? Because a lot of what Starset does reminds me of just the most generic songs Linkin Park ever made. That's most of what it sounds like when I hear Starset. A more generic, less fun version of the Transformers era Linkin Park is what I call it. Because when Linkin Park was doing a lot of Transformers movies, soundtracks kind of thing. Well, at least like the title songs. Anyway, but this reminds me of a more electronic version of Finch. If you know the band Finch, which is a phenomenal band. At least they have one album I really like. I'd be lying if I said I was super familiar with their whole catalog, but the album, I don't know if the album was called What It Is to Burn, but that was one of the songs on there. And this, really, the way he's singing this, rather than it feeling like a Linkin Park ripoff, feels just more inspired of the genre of like what Finch would do, just with that synthy stuff Starset does. And I honestly think this kind of a sound fits this band better and is more unique. Which is a bummer because it's an old song and they've obviously kind of gone away from this style. But I like this for Starset a lot more from the talent they bring to take their music and instead of just, again, what I view as a poor carbon copy of the most generic pop version of Linkin Park, they took something like what Finch did, which was alt-rock band, and kind of introduced that synthetic part of their sound to it. And I think it works really well here. And I would have loved to hear them do this more, but I imagine the fan base of Starset, from what I've seen, they really like the very safe, basic stuff. I don't know, it's kind of like listening to the synth rock version of Coldplay or something. I don't even know what to call Starset. Cinematic rock, kind of in that vein. I love that post-chorus effect on the vocal. It was nice the second time, too. But now, see, here's my confusion. We got 3 minutes left of this song, which is crazy. Because at this point, I would think I'd be hitting a break or a bridge or something where we get a build and then hit the chorus one more time at a bigger scale. But we have 3 more minutes of what are we doing? I don't think this song needs a third verse. And I'm guessing that's where we're going to go. But we'll see. Maybe there's just some weird instrumental outro. Starset's done that before. So we'll see where they go. Yep. So here's our break. Now what would be really cool at the end of this break, as this break builds, would be going into just a huge screamed thing and you switch the drums to the metal drums, double BPM, and just really expand it. Now that's not really something Starset does that I've heard, and it's not something you'd have to do here. You know, a lot of people would like the song a lot less if you do that. My taste would say I would love if they went full send here, but if they didn't, I wouldn't hold it against the song. There's some things Starset chooses not to do that I fully hold against Starset in the song. This song, that's just what I would like to happen, but it's not something that I feel like has to happen. But it would be nice if it did. Fall into the star and then we won't exist. Or escape into the nothing. I didn't think they were gonna do it. Right there is where you'd have a big scream. They're starting to hit the kick drum a little more. But who knows? Maybe they will. They're building still, maybe. The drums are building. Okay. Right now they're meeting me halfway. I can live with that. Now this feels more like a Starset chorus right here, where it's really softer than it should be. At least the drums aren't as hard as some of these other Starset choruses can be, and neither is the guitar. It's still just a very weak version of this. But they met me halfway on the break. I'm happy about that. I don't like where it led. It feels very anticlimactic to build to all of that and go to this. You could either go bigger or strip it back. But when you build, and then go to medium, that's that weird safe play. This can be played in the background or at the end credits feel that Starset falls into too much. And this song hadn't done that to this point, but just did. But still, top tier of the Starset songs I've heard, and I still don't actively dislike this song, but it's got 2 minutes left to change my mind if it keeps lingering. Or that Finch type scream. Back to this chorus, okay. That post chorus. Still nice. The third time that we're on it, it still sounds nice. Okay, supposedly there's another minute left in this song. Now, if the song is actually over and it's just like instrumental outro, 4 minutes is fine, a fine length for this song. I think you could have cut that one spot out and gone straight back into the chorus from that break, and it's a better song, and then it's closer to 3.5 minutes, probably a better length of a song too. But I can live with that. If this is just like some interlude. Yeah, that's what it is. Some sort of album interlude stuff. Okay, cool. Good. Alright, yeah, so honestly, my only complaint in the whole song, I kind of already touched on, that the part after the break, I think they could have cut that part where it goes into that Weenie Hut Jr. Starset feel and gone straight back into the screamy part of the chorus. Then you have a 3.5 minute song. That I would put on a playlist. I like that song. That 20 seconds, that's enough that I'll probably never revisit the song, if I'm being honest, especially since I'm not a huge fan of Starset overall. But I think this is the best Starset song I've heard. There's one other I remember kind of liking, but I think I like this one more. So good job. The person who sent this finally found one that I don't actively dislike or get annoyed by. The song was fine. It was pretty good. If Starset was more like this, more consistently, I probably wouldn't have all of the frustrations that I do with them. And anyway, let me know your thoughts below, I suppose, and we'll see you next time.